Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. A lot of us in this nation are in debt, and it is a lot of debt. A research that was carried out by a consumer organization in 2021 showed that 1 in 8 people is servicing debts or a debt that is above 75% of their incomes. 1 in 8 people is servicing either many debts put together or one debt that is above 75% of their income. Meaning what? If you're earning 100,000, 1 in 8 of us has got debts of up to 75,000 shillings. That is a serious matter. That same research showed that 1 in 3 people in this nation cannot afford to sustain their current lifestyle 3 months after a job loss. And this was confirmed during the COVID time. So that is why I will implore on you, that is why I will ask you, my friends, to just indulge us as we continue addressing this subject of debt. There's a way we get into debt thinking, like we saw in one of the episodes, that debt is a source of income to help us to finance our lifestyles, to help us to finance emergencies. But we saw that debt is not a source of income. Debt is a liability. Debt is someone's money, which must be paid. So far, we have looked at good debt versus bad debt. We have looked at when you should consider borrowing. We have looked at borrowing for emergencies and what you should do. So today, we want to address if you must borrow. If you get to that point and you realize, I want to borrow, either for good reasons or for emergency reasons, and you are telling yourself, I think I can't avoid borrowing, or I think intentionally I want to borrow, then what should you consider before you take a loan? So the first thing that you should consider before you take a loan is the cost of that loan. What is the interest that you're going to pay for that loan? Please do your calculation. For example, if you go and take a mortgage, and we are normally very excited about taking mortgages, I'd like you, before you sign off those papers, just sit and calculate the interest that you're going to pay, paid over the duration of the loan. How much on top of the loan will you have paid? In most cases, you will find that by the time you finish repaying that mortgage over a period of 20 plus years, you have paid double the amount of the loan. And so loans are tailored like that. The interest that you pay in most cases will be, by the time you finish paying that loan, you have almost paid double the amount. So consider the interest that you're being charged. Do not just consider the availability of the loan. Shop around. If it is a bank loan you're taking, go to 1, 2, 3. Always, go around and check who can give you that loan at the cheapest of cost. So the interest. Number 2, consider your ability to repay that loan that you take, so that you do not just take loan because it's available, and we touched on that last week. Do not just take the loan because it's available. Consider your ability to pay. And as a guideline, you should not pay more than 20% of your income towards you should not commit more than 20% of your income towards servicing a loan. There's a reason why the government has pegged all your deductions, everything that you get deducted towards paying loans, towards even pensions, to 2/3 of your gross income. Those of you that are employed, you know that when you go to apply for a loan, they will normally tell you that they can't give you a loan which, when they deduct, you will take home less than 1/3 of your income. So If, for example, you're earning 100,000, you cannot take a loan that you will pay 60 to 70,000, so that now what you take home, what you're taking home is less than a third of what you're earning. There's a reason why the government has pegged it on that ratio. It is because it is known you cannot survive. You cannot meet your basic needs if you're taking home less than a third of your income. But when we train people in personal finance planning, we peg it at 20%. So if you must take a loan, make sure the amount that you're going to commit to repayment does not exceed 20% of your income. So again, if you're earning 100,000, when you take a loan, make sure you do not commit more than 20,000 towards the loan repayment. On very exceptional cases, it can go up to 35% or 35,000 for that person who's earning 100,000 if you're servicing a loan that you have acquired that you have taken to acquire an appreciating asset. For example, maybe you bought a house that you have put on rent, and therefore the income from the rent is even assisting you to pay the loan. Or maybe you took a loan, you're going to build your own house where you are living in, and therefore you're going to stop at some point paying the rent that you pay to the landlord. That can be allowed. If you're getting an asset that is appreciating in value, then you are allowed to probably commit up to 35% of your income towards a loan repayment. And again, this will depend on how old are you. If, for example, you're 50 going towards retirement, you cannot commit more than 35% of your income towards loan repayment. You cannot commit yourself to a loan that requires for you to continue paying even way past your retirement period. There are all those parameters. The third thing that you will consider is, what is your goal? What is your financial plan? What are the goals that are making you take this loan? Is it in line with your financial plan? Or you just went somewhere, probably it's during the holidays, you've met with your friends, and everybody is talking about this investment they are doing, that investment they intend to do in the new year. And because you don't want to be left out, now you're forced to start considering taking a loan. Yet, it is nowhere within your financial plan. It is nowhere within your financial goals. So please do not go and commit yourself to a loan when it is not within your financial plan or within your goals. So 3 things. Consider the cost of the loan. What is the interest you're going to pay? Consider your ability to pay. And your ability to pay, we are saying it should be limited to between 20 to 35% on the maximum of your income. And number 3, your financial goals or your financial plans. So thank you so much, friends. We continue to learn. We continue to share these videos with our friends. We continue to engage, and let us just sharpen one another. Like we say, iron sharpens iron.